Welcome all to Mechaslash'S best and worst of 2014. And by best and worst, I mean film, the movies I have seen this year. Now, considering that I haven't seen that many movies this year, there's only going to be about 2 good ones and a lot of bad ones, maybe just a few. I guess 5 movies in total, but #1 movie of the year for me was Guardians of the Galaxy, which I already made a review of, so I'm not going to go too in depth in that. That was by all means a great movie, great action, great comedy. That's all you need with a Marvel movie. Story, shut the fuck up, Dirty D. I swear to God, I'm going to go over there and kill you. Shut up! Shut up! Who cares? I was going to get to that movie soon and you ruined it. I hope you guys can hear Dirty D. I live next to this motherfucker again. But anyway, that movie was pretty fucking great. However, the runner-up for that movie is X-Men Days of Future Past, which I was gonna get to, you faggot! Shut up! Shut up! It's my list. I make the rules. You don't make the rules. It may be a Dirty D's top of 10 or 2014, whatever the fuck you could say that. Don't make me remind your ass of fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So anyway, that movie was pretty fucking great. I'm not sure if I liked it as much as Guardians of the Galaxy, but I gotta say that movie was pretty fucking solid. Like, there was really nothing wrong with it. I liked Quicksilver in that movie. Spoilers, by the way, but I mean, why are you watching this if you haven't seen these movies? I mean, most people have seen this movie right now, but I'm still gonna warn you anyway. I'm still gonna warn you, because I didn't really say I was starting to talk about these movies in this video title, so that's fair. Okay. So spoiler alert, whatever. I was expecting them to go with the usual X-Men movie swag and just have Quicksilver be there, but not actually be related to Magneto. But throughout the movie, we find out that he's actually related to him. So that was a plus. That was a plus. And also, seeing Magneto completely own Wolverine, that old guy. What's his name again? What's Wolverine's actor's name? Hugh Jackman, yes. That crusty fucking Wolverine that should be changed by now. The guy doesn't even want to do the movie anymore. Honestly, Days of Future Past didn't even need Wolverine. You could have done it without him. But it was still great, even with the Wolverine swag. Why is it that every time Wolverine is in a movie, he's just shot up, and then he just like regenerates and just stabs a motherfucker with his crusty ass blades? I mean, isn't this guy supposed to be some sort of martial artist? Isn't this man gonna be sweet? Can he dodge something? Can he move? He just like, I swear to God, I could have a chance with Wolverine. The only problem is he would outlast me, obviously, but I would still kick his ass. I mean, for fuck's sake, the guy just sits there and takes anything. I could come over to Wolverine with a fucking chainsaw and possibly win. Possibly. It's not very likely that I could beat Wolverine, but the fact that I should say movie Wolverine, by the way, comic book Wolverine, yeah, of course he's on my ass, but fucking Hugh Jackman Wolverine just stands there and tanks everything. But that's the only bad thing about fucking Days of Future Past, because Wolverine's crusty in every movie he's ever been in. Well, except maybe the first 2. But, getting sidetracked again, so I gotta say, very good movie. I loved when Wolverine, like I said, I loved it when Magneto was like, so much for being a survivor, you crusty faggot. So, that was my #2 this year. Didn't want to get too much into it, but loved it. Also, I gotta also say, this movie's great for the fact, isn't it great for the fact that they actually retcons X3, because X3 and Wolverine, was it Wolverine? Yeah, it was Wolverine Origins. Those movies sucked ass. So I'm glad those movies are retconned. Unfortunately, that means that Gambit is now, what's his name? Channing Tatum, the most bland, shitty actor in Hollywood right now, but he's in the top 10 of the sexiest men in America. He can be in the next X-Men movie. Okay, whatever. Apocalypse should be good, so I'm really looking forward to that. Now, that is it for the, no, actually, there's one more ass pull Mechaslash'S has got left. One more. This movie is James Brown. I was expecting this movie to be some preachy Ray Charles. I mean, was it Ray Charles? Yeah, it was Ray Charles. It wasn't no fucking Stevie Wonder movie. It was the guy's alive. Anyway, the Ray Charles movie, I thought it was going to be more of that sad shit again. But oh man, James Brown made me feel good, and not in a homosexual way. I have to say this movie was pretty good, pretty solid. It made me realize I should live my life for myself, even though I've already done that. But it reminded me that I was on the right path. And if you are a selfish asshole such as myself, you should also enjoy this movie. That was a very good movie. Lets you know a bit how he was as a musician, how he was as a person, and how his life went from the shitter to the top. So that was really good. So that's my number 3. Top 3 good movies of 2014 are The Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men Days of Future Past, and James Brown. So far, I mean, the ones I've seen anyway. But, unfortunately, now I must get to the shitters of the year. The disappointments of the year that nobody really wanted to be disappointed, but they ended up that way anyway. I'm not gonna number these because there's no point, but they are just consider them to be the shitters of the year. Well, I guess first I'll get Godzilla 2014 out of the way. The fuck? I was expecting more. My boy was hyping it up. I was like, okay, this could be kind of cool. Godzilla movie that's actually good. Okay, haven't had that since 2000, I think. So, that's pretty good. I'll go with that. Bryan Cranston should not have been advertised as he was because he is gone within the first 30 minutes of the fucking movie. They advertised it like he was gonna be there for the whole damn thing, and he goes away. He dies, basically, and his bland son takes over as the new main character. I mean, come the fuck on. If not only did this movie need more Godzilla, but the characters were shit, the acting sucked. The only good actors in that movie was that Japanese guy who was like, let them fag. And Bryan Cranston, who is Walter White himself. So obviously it makes sense as why it's good. They just should have made his son Aaron Paul. Might as well just make it good. I mean, Aaron Paul would have been a way better main character than that random fucking guy. Whatever his name is, fuck him. Fuck him. He sucked. He sucked. So anyway, on to the next one. Ooh, I really don't want to talk about this movie because I'm not sure how many of you know this, but I'm a Spider-Man fan. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. With that said, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was an amazing disappointment for me personally. And I know it sucked for a lot of other people. Sony, please let Spider-Man go. Let him come back to Marvel so he can be in the Avengers 3 or something, because it is not worth having him out of those movies so you can make something that's worse than Spider-Man 3? Something that's fucking worse? How did it get worse than Spider-Man 3? I thought Spider-Man 3 was the pinnacle of shit, but somehow they made it worse than Spider-Man 3. I mean, fucking the Goblin's only in there for 15 minutes, he gets dominated. First of all, Spider-Man's a complete asshole in this movie. Not only is he stalking his ex-girlfriend, he refuses to give his friend the blood he needs to survive for whatever reason. Harry, I know you're dying, but I don't want you to die, so I'm not going to give you this blood. Even though you're going to die, we're not going to do anything at all. Doesn't make any sense. Getting in that movie really makes me pissed. I mean, did you know there's a fucking deleted scene of Peter's dad talking to him in the fucking, cemetery or whatever, where he's like, son, I also know how it feels to lose your woman you love. I lost your mother. That's strange. I'm pretty sure you would have had a fucking stab wound or a bullet wound or something, and you just jumped out of the plane. Did you even have a fucking parachute? How are you alive? You should be dead. The fuck? Peter's dad's alive? What the fuck is going on? What? Peter's dad outlived fucking Uncle Ben? Who's not even brought up once in this movie because Spider-Man is too busy dealing with his relationship issues with Gwen Stacy, who's obviously gonna die at the end of the movie. And her death scene was probably the best scene in the movie because I was like, yo, the only redeeming part of this movie is the fact that they killed Gwen Stacy off. If they let her live, that I would not even be talking about this movie right now. So fuck The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and fuck Godzilla 2014, which is not as bad as The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but they're both pretty bad. Oh, and I almost forgot. Number 3, which should also be the number 1 on the shitter list if I had this list correct. If I had constructed the list before I made this video, but I didn't. But number 1, the king of shitters of 2014, the king of the shitters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, I thought Michael Bay was gonna outdo himself, but he did even more. He went above and beyond the call of shittiness. I was sitting here like, someone kill me. This movie's awful. Miles Megan Fox defeating Shredder. Fucking strangle me. I mean, the only good thing about that movie was Donnie, but he's always funny, so I can't even really give it credit for that. That's like giving a shitty Final Fantasy game credit for having good music. But oh man, that movie sucked ass. The fucking turtles were superhuman or something, kicking these huge ass crates like it wasn't nothing all over the place. These motherfuckers are ninjas. They're just like kicking shit all over the place like they're fucking Superman or some shit. Those turtles were on steroids and they looked like they weren't even teenagers. They looked like they were 40 years old or some shit. And oh man, Shredder got taken out by Megan Fox. And it's just like all this stupid shit that shouldn't be. And fuck that movie. So that's my best of 2014 and the worst of 2014. Hopefully next year is a lot more positive, but you can never be sure with the shit Hollywood pulls. So, see you guys later.